Okay, this is grade 5, lesson 72, and today we're going to talk about area. So area is the space inside something, or the way that things are covered. So for area, if we have a square like this, and we have it divided out into sections. So let's say this is how it looks as far as being divided out into sections. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units going across. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 units going down. When I look at an area, it's not the outside, it's not the fence. The fence around the outside is the perimeter. The area is the grass inside the yard. Okay, so if we're thinking about that area, we want to know how many little squares can fit in that rectangle or that square, depending on your shape. So with an area, we have a formula we use, and that formula for an area is length times width. Length times width. So for this particular example, 5 would be our length, 4 would be our width. So we do 5 times 4, which equals 20, and then square units. If it doesn't have a measurement, then we call it square units. So here, if we look, we can count it out too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that gives me my 20 square units. Okay, now sometimes we might have a blank box. So let's say we have a box that looks like this. Let's make this box out here and we'll see how it looks in a second. So we're going to make it, I'll move our camera into view in just a second after we make our rectangle. Okay. So we'll make our rectangle. I'll move this up a little bit for you. All right. So what if I have a rectangle like this and they want me to find the area? Well, if I don't have any labels on there, I use my ruler. And I lay down my ruler and I check how many inches is this. Well, this side is 2 inches. So we're going to mark that 2 inches. And then I measure one of the other sides, and that measures out to be 3. So this is 3 inches. So we have 2 inches and we have 3 inches. To find that area, I would just take that, we'd look at our formula again, length times width, that's our area. So we'd multiply them together. 2 times 3 equals 6. And because I have inches here, then I'm going to label it inches squared. Okay, we put that little 2 there for squared, because that's literally what they are. They're little squares, 1 inch by 1 inch squares. And so that's what we think about when we think about area, length times width. That's one formula we have, area. Now if we look at perimeter, let's take that same object and we're looking for the perimeter. Alright, so if we look for a perimeter is the outside. So perimeter is going to be twice the length plus twice the width. Okay, we can also say, like we usually do, we can say it's 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3. And we're going to get that answer. Okay, but let's try the formula, because what we want to start doing as we get older, as we get into math, we want to start having those formulas that we can use. So let's use these formulas. So if I look at my length going across is 2. So we have 2 times 2. We'll put it in parentheses, plus my other width is 3, so we'll put 2 times 3. So we add those together. We have 2 times 2 is 4, plus 2 times 3 is 6, and that gives me 10 inches. We don't use the square abbreviation because it isn't squared. We're going around the outside. The inside is made up of the little squares like we saw in this example up here. So if you're doing the perimeter, you're going around the outside. It's just the fencing around the outside. So it's twice this and twice this. If we're doing the area, that's all the little squares inside, we have 2 times 3. Because we have 2 groups going down, 3 groups going across, and that's going to give me 6 squares. And that's why we say inches squared. Okay? Doesn't matter the size, doesn't matter how much in that rectangle. And this is for a rectangle. As far as your formulas, we're looking at formulas of area for a rectangle. And then of course you can use also, if you don't want to do it with the little 2, you can also write it like this, and you can do 6 square inches. Okay, 6 square inches. So either like this or like this, either one is correct. Okay, and that's the basic idea for lesson 72. Lesson 73 will go into more detail of things.